offensive struggles. JD, what would you say the root of some of, I guess, Mahomes' underthrows, just the offense not looking in rhythm? After those first 3 drives, it looked like something completely switched and something changed. What happened?
I'll tell you what, I think it was a combination of a few things, actually. One of the things I believe happened just where he wasn't feeling comfortable, and it was a lot of pressure coming up the middle. And so sometimes when you have a series of things that do happen to you, right, like you go from, the holding call, getting the safety in the end zone, and then coming back, then you get the throwing the interception at the end. It just kind of smokes on you. Right. And I don't care who it is, it does affect you. It really does. And so I think part of it was they started feeling a little bit more of those guys getting up from the outside, the guys coming up inside. And I said this was going to be a great test for our offensive line. I said that. And so that's one thing they wanted to make sure. They wanted to make sure that Patrick wasn't comfortable. They was going to bring a little bit more pressure up the middle. And they was going to leave it on the guys on the outside and try to make plays. And so thank God that Pacheco had the day that he had. I mean, he was absolutely incredible out there. But I do believe that might have been part of the problem, was just getting into that rhythm, that sync of, getting guys and making movements and change. And it's like anything else. It's like a running back who's getting carries. Once he gets into sync, he starts feeling like that rhythm. He starts going. Same thing has to happen with Patrick Mahomes if guys are not catching footballs and getting open for him.
Teja, what were your takeaways from what you saw offensively, why things just weren't kind of clicking for us after those first 3 drives?
We met late last week or late this week. We were talking about how this is going to be a dirty game where their front 4, the Jets, could get pressure and drop everyone else back and prevent the deep plays. Now Mahomes is going to have to stay patient. Don't get impatient because the long play is not there. Take what's there and go. It just looked like the first drive we had the really big – not the first drive. The first touchdown, we had the really long run by Pacheco. So that kind of blew it open. We had the long 33-yarder from No Gray. So we got kind of spoiled with that. We didn't really have like normal drives for us, like long drives. And then they tightened up, and it took us a long time to readjust to it. It looked like Mahomes was still going for that big play over and over and over again, and he wasn't taking it. Finally, there was I think it was the start of the fourth quarter where you could just tell it was like, okay, short game enabled. They were just doing stick routes, curl routes, like quick outs, like just doing it dink and dunk, the old Alex Smith way, right? Just dink and dunk all the way down the field, pick up some yards, let your guys get some yak, man. That's what these guys are good. We got Rice for his yak. Let Kelsey get his yak. So I think we started to play our game when we adjusted a little more, when he got a little more settled in, and we can mix the short plays, get manageable third downs. And Pacheco was awesome. I mean, I can't say enough about his performance. The only thing I can say, if I'm going to be a jerk about Pacheco's performance, and he did fix it, to go up, stay in bounds, just like slide if you have to. He did it that second time. Yeah. He took 2 guys out with them, like a baseball slide, like second base. But like stay in bounds, man. But that's pretty much my only problem with him. But the other thing I was going to say is, you could see in the beginning of the game where Mahomes was telling Sky, I think it was Sky, to come to the ball a little more.
Yeah, to come back to the ball. He kind of rounded his route a little bit.
Well, yeah, he went straight for like the sideline, whereas he had about a yard and a half for the first down marker. He could have came back for it and still gotten the first down. And he just waited for it, went straight to the sidelines. I think that's just going to have to happen. I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, like we've seen Mahomes come and dominate so fast at a young age. We think he's just like this young buck, and he is young by NFL quarterback standards. But like, he needs to coach these guys in the field. We have a lot of young, inexperienced receivers, and he needs to come and coach these guys, tell them where to be, where he needs them. He's going to have to just keep doing this all season until these guys get grown up.
Who was that you're talking about?
Mahomes just coaching. I mean, all of them, really. I mean, Guy, Rashee Rice, take your pick. Everyone but MVS, but MVS pretty much runs like flies, so it's going to be really hard to coach him on anything else. But everyone else, he's got to coach and tell him where he wants him, where he needs him, and they got to do it.
Well, I think part of the adjustment is it is about trust, right? And so I even seen it was one where Travis and Patrick was off on one. It looked like he was, he was trying to run the tight end juke, and he was going to go right back out. And so Patrick thinks he's going to keep going across C.J. Mosley's face, and it was almost an interception on that. So it was just a little bit out of sync. And sometimes, man, in a game like this, like I said, get into a rhythm where you're not necessarily pushing the ball down the field. If you're not doing what you're used to doing, it's throwing the ball. And I think sometimes Patrick was looking, to hold the ball just a little bit too long sometimes. We've seen that. And I hate when he's doing it because he's getting shots on it. And that's the thing about it. Guys are going to tee off catching him when he's holding the ball a little bit too long. But, yeah, man, look, these – and also, too, one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to take away from the Jets' defense, okay? They got a good defense, okay? Let's just bottom line.
Yeah.
I said this was going to be the one that was going to be the biggest challenge so far for us as an offense. And so we need to see the wide receiver step up against this great Jets defense. So we knew they had it from defensive line. We knew we had the great linebackers. We knew they had a good secondary. And so they showed that tonight, not to mention the crowd behind them the whole time. And so when you start getting that momentum, those things are important, especially in a game like this. They're very important. Look, and I know that Jets, that whole stadium, I played against them jokers, it gets loud up there. Them fans do not like you at all. And so, if they boo the Jets, you know what they're going to feel like they're booing, the Chiefs. So it gets a little difficult. But make no mistake about it, the Jets played a good defense. I mean, they did. They played good defense tonight. And they knew that we also live in that middle realm of like where Travis Kelce is, right? Pat was trying to make a couple of throws over the top, and they knew that. That's the beauty of like doing film work, of understanding, okay, look, this is where these guys love to live. When Patrick extends with his legs, he likes to catch those soft areas of the defense. Well, they got linebackers to get back fast enough. C.J. Mosley got back because he's seen Travis Kelce. I mean, he opened up and ran, okay? I'm talking about this is a long joker. It's got good stride. It can run with anybody in the NFL. And he got all the way back and, man, just caught that ball. Other teams not doing it. But I will say this. I do commend Andy Reid them kind of putting some a little mustard to the running game. I do love that part of it.
Yeah.
We needed it.
It won it for us. I mean, let's just be honest. That won it for us right there, the running game. Whether it was Pacheco making yards with his legs or, all at the end, Patrick doing it, right? Because then they just sat back and Patrick's like, well, shoot, if it's wide open, let me just go straight down the field as opposed to go east and west. Let me go north and south right here. So that when you have a defense that's playing that soft, you got to take advantage of it. And Patrick did. He got us the W.
Yeah. It's the Patrick Mavick experience at the end of the game.
Okay, so when I'm looking over here at just the receptions itself. So Kadarius Toney had 2 for 22 yards. Valdes-Scantling had 1 for 6. He got the pass interference call on him. Okay, Justin Watson had 1 for 5. Edwards-Helaire had 1 catch. Everything else, Travis Kelce had 6. Pacheco had 3. Noah Gray had 1. Rasheed Rice had 3. I mean, Sky Moore, 0 catches.
No McKinnon either.
No McKinnon.
Yeah.
So,
you were using Pacheco a lot in those passing downs.
And there was a few times when Pacheco got blown up as far as being the pass protector. And I was like, why isn't McKinnon in here at this point? He can be kind of a little bit of everything. And Pacheco's getting run to the ground at that point. He was kind of gassed. Let McKinnon do his thing. That's his niche role.
Also, no, we were 0 for 4 in the red zone. That's big.
Yeah.
I mean, we would have scored the last drive if we wanted to. Obviously, Pat slid. But before that, we were still 0 and 3. So
yeah. There was one down there I thought they should have went for. I was like, why don't you go for this one? I think it might have been maybe 3rd and went to 4th and 3 or something like that. And I'm just like, why don't you just go for it, Andy? Why not? If I have any confidence these guys, PM15, Travis, and somebody making a play, I'm just going to go ahead and try for it. Okay, I think it was 4th quarter. I'm not exactly sure what part of the game it was, but in the 4th. But I'm a guy. I'm gonna trust my offense, man. Go for it. Go ahead and go for it. Especially if you hadn't had that much success passing the ball. We do a great job of out leveraging defense and stuff like that, man. I just put it in the hands of the playmakers. Go ahead and do it. So,
yeah,
I was about to freak out to that Kelce 3rd and 1 play. By the way, if that didn't work, the handoff.
The one McKinnon.
Yeah. I was about to lose it after that one. He almost lost that snap.
Yeah. I mean, Mahomes was lost that snap too. Luckily, he got the first down out of it, but like it wasn't a clean game by any means.
Really close to losing that game.
Yeah, and also I'm seeing, and this is something we've talked about on the show before. We're not getting the ball to a lot of our guys, and people are saying Justin Ross. We're big Justin Ross fans, but like we're not even getting the ball to Sky Moore. I mean, like I think I saw maybe a few snaps for Justin Ross tonight, but like JD, would you say the offense, as far as the passing game, really has an identity right now?
No, no, not at all. I think that, you still got young guys trying to figure everything out. And so this is part of like the growth process. It really is. This is, I seen that they were talking about suffering. So we got to suffer with these young guys, learning the system, getting better, getting open, knowing what Patrick wants. Like you said, Patrick teaching these guys about, hey, this is what I want out of this play. But it has to be, I can't have, my guys who are really relative, my 1 and 2, which is Sky Moore and MVS, disappearing in games. I can't have that. Okay. MVS, you're supposed to be our top, one of our guys. Sky Moore, you got to be one of our guys. And if I don't see y'all guys making plays, then that, to me, that's complete disarray as far as offense. So like what you're trying to do with the wide receiver room. Seriously. So those guys out there's got to be better. They have to be better. I'm sure they understand that. But it's one thing to say it, you got to do it. It's all about it's all about results, man. It's results in the NFL. So I don't care if you're getting paid $10 million. If you're catching footballs, what are you getting the money for, right?
Yeah. Rashee Rice, another game with a drop. I feel like he has to start each game with a drop, and he's gonna be all right after that. He just gets it out of the way, and he's all right after that. I mean, it's kind of nuts that most of his drops have come on his first target, and then like he's fine after that. I don't know, Jay, is that just a mental thing? What is that? I know he's a young buck, so like I'm not scared about it, but like it's just weird. It's usually the first target he drops it, and then after that he's all systems to go after that.
It might be that a little bit of nerves, and so it might just take that one, like you said, to drop it. And sometimes it took me to get that first hit, the first lick, to kind of get my juices flowing where I needed to go. And we almost seen it in Pacheco. Pacheco, he wasn't hitting the hose like he needed to when he first started. He was so juiced up that he couldn't even see the hose. He was just running and hitting. And it was just almost like he was in college. He was just running behind the backs of the linemen. And I was sitting there thinking like, yo, this guy needs to just calm down, okay? That way you can help your vision out. And as soon as we hit that one on the side, I'm like, there we go. Sometimes it just takes that. It really does. And to be honest with you, man, that feeling, and I'm talking about you are on 10 to 12, like energy just coming out of you. You know what I mean? I mean, I had to, like myself, almost had to run it off at the very beginning of the warm-ups. So my coach was like, man, look, Jason, I got to get it out of the warm-ups because I was just so juiced up in my mind because everything, you just ready to go. So maybe that's it, man. Maybe with Rice. But we need him. We need Rice.
Yeah.
I love that yak, man. That one where he caught right when he turned around on that stick and Mahomes hit him the second he turned around. And he was ready and then turned right around and got I think another 7 or 8 yards on yak on that one.
Yeah.
Great.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.